What is that animation, Rob? God damn. That is some production value right there. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to the Reshuffle Madness with WePlay and ES.Bet. We are fresh off of a hot win for Alliance against Team Spirit, and they're looking for their next CIS victim in the upper bracket against Odium.
I think they can do it. They looked really good last time I saw them play.
Yeah.
Beating Spirit gives me a little confidence here. But Odium also played pretty good. I just remember their set was a lot closer, so not really sure how this one will match out. But I think the draft will depend a lot. And already there's webs everywhere. I don't know how you beat that.
So, couple things in that previous series up against Team Spirit that they just barely squeaked out against Team Spirit. They tried a Wisp strategy 2 games in a row. First game they lost, second game they won.
Okay.
And then they actually banded themselves in the 3rd game. And so Odium, obviously they were paying attention. They were watching those games. And they go for an early pickup of the Wisp themselves. And they actually go for the Gyrocopter as well, which is the opening that Alliance lost with. So Odium is going to take Wisp Gyro, and they're going to show Alliance how it's done.
Maybe. If we reference the other part of the upper bracket, Odium did 2-1 Elements Pro, the team that has been eliminated already. So that was a series where like they almost stomped game 2, I think, and then it ended up being kind of even. And they won game 3. They were all like 40-minute games basically. So I don't know. Maybe result-wise of this tournament so far, maybe Odium not the most impressive team.
Yes.
Should be Alliance with a favorite here. We'll see the odds eventually, and then we can verify that. But
Odium has also had a roster change-up where they have brought in Ox and Naive, who I'm not sure if these are like kind of pseudo tryouts or if they're just stand-ins for the time being. But either way, this is not a roster that in its previous iteration didn't look terribly good, and in this iteration, you know, it's hard to judge its strength based off of one series with 2 stand-ins. So.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Second phase, one hero that Odium did play heavily in their previous set was Earthshaker. They picked that every single game, so maybe expect to see that snagged again here. They got all 3 games, often low playing that. They played it mid one of the games too.
Radiant team back.
Centaur thrown out of the way. So with the Broodmother in the game, the amount of space that he creates is massive, so I think removing those kinds of like lane dominators like Centaur is important. At least one that you can leave once he gets a Vanguard.
I think Centaur's also really good versus any of the Wisp strategies, but Wisp Gyrocopter especially because they lack a stun.
Okay, so basically you just stampede and run away.
Yeah, you just stampede as soon as you hit relocate, right? It's like the silencer problem
that makes
as well,
sense.
Where it's like as soon as he hears the relocate, you just hit the R button.
So what did they pick up the Earth Spirit? Thinking like a I mean, they probably expected IO Gyro combo, perhaps. That's basically been the way that IO has been played, and not many other ways other than that lately. So maybe expecting it. Is Earth Spirit particularly good against that combo? I don't really see. Other than that, they're grouped, and yes, your AoEs may min-max, but
I think it's probably just an IO thing in general, and maybe not specific to Gyro, right? Where you can go ahead and stun and silence as they relocate in. You've got the AoE damage to catch the Wisp and make sure he doesn't get opportunities to bottle or regen for the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, the damage over time can be useful. But right now, Alliance's draft looks a little bit like they haven't been watching the meta to me. Not saying that it's going to be bad, but that they're picking both Earth Spirit and Bane. Those are heroes that have been mostly ignored by teams for a while due to their nerfs being a little bit too strong. But again, with the pressure that Broodmother creates, Bane is very likely one of the best lane winners. It's just that he doesn't rotate very well. But in terms of like, if the lanes are very static, Bane is certainly one of the best supports. So maybe that's part of the thought. And if you encounter like IO Gyro, you can just Fiend's Grip Gyrocopter, or you can just Nightmare the IO. And so even though he doesn't have AoE, it can still guarantee that one part of that combo is just locked down for not many resources, but for a very long duration.
Yeah. I really like your call of the Earthshaker for Odium. Not only is it a great hero for them, obviously, but I think it's really important to have like catch, like solid lockdown, solid stuns when you're running any of these Wisp lineups. If you look at Alliance, the way they ran both their Wisp lineups, they always made sure that they had some sort of strong initiator. They try to Slardar core, which I don't know if he's really good enough to be back in the meta again. But the other game that they won was Brewmaster, right? So heroes that just like honestly start fights really well for you. Make sure that you have catch to make sure these heroes just can't run away when you relocate in.
And with the Veto pickup, that one's kind of interesting to me. Doesn't feel super as a reaction. Obviously, like wards and stuff to interrupt Earthshaker Blink is good, but maybe more of like a game plan kind of a thing, like group up and push.
Yeah.
And give some benefit. And again, damage over time against IO Gyrocopter is pretty effective. I'm not sure. Gale Gyrocopter, both are super slow. Guess that part's kind of cool.
Yeah. Now they're facing up against Legion Commander, who can remove Gale. He can remove Nightmare and Fiend's Grip.
Yeah.
He can lock down the Broodmother. He can lane against the Broodmother. Like,
he can drive by the Broodmother. Just like too many spiders.
Yeah, just. I feel like this is a super strong pickup, even though a lot of games do not warrant a Legion Commander pickup. I feel like this game was really strong.
I mean, one weak thing about it though is that if it's Legion initiating and it doesn't go on Bane, that he can just cast Nightmare on one of them.
Yeah,
especially if it's pre-BKB, and that's like basically infinite. Duel won't end unless you kill the other guy during that 1 second invulnerability period.
Yeah, for sure.
10 seconds remaining.
But I definitely agree. It's still a really solid hero. Very good laner
5
too.
seconds remaining.
Good damage dealer, good movement speed, so he won't be fully bullied by Bane at least. Ember Spirit ban, huh?
It does feel like Alliance's lineup like really has to win the laning phase. You have Venomancer and Broodmother.
Yeah.
Like you really can't afford either one of those cores to suffer. And we'll see. Like Odium thinks that they have the answer with the Legion Commander against the Brood, or potentially against the Venomancer if they think there's yet another hero they want to run. They could also do Earthshaker core against Broodmother. We saw that yesterday as well.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
And that would leave us last pick support, and that's exactly what it is. So Oracle is going to be their other support, and it's going to be an Earthshaker mid, I guess, against the Broodmother.
Okay. Yeah, I like this a lot. It really limits a lot of Alliance's damage. Like they have all this AoE damage basically between Veno and Earth Spirit, and just being able to cast Fate's Edict alone is gonna guarantee that heroes are not taking nearly as much damage. Like you could Fate's Edict the IO. He could continue healing himself while he takes no magic tick damage.
Oh yeah,
through that would be an option as well, which sounds decent.
Another way to be able to move Fiend's Grip or Nightmare.
Yeah, that as well. Drop the ulti on the right. That aspect is really good. The Oracle is like kind of consistently wrecked two strong aspects of Alliance's lineup already.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous magic damage, easily countered now, and yeah, long disable on one guy. But I think Ursa does throw a kink in that plans.
Yeah, for sure. Though I will say that that you do have this aspect of the Oracle where if Ursa tries to jump him, you know what he does? He Qs himself. He removes the Thunderclap slow, and with the AoE potentially, he removes the Ursa's Fury Swipes as well.
Oh, you mean
your Overpower.
Savage Roar? Both, I guess.
5 seconds
Does it
remaining.
dispel in an AoE or is it only the target? I feel like
It's
I asked
AoE.
somebody the other day.
It's
Okay.
an AoE, but it's a small one.
Is it smaller than the actual root or something? Is that what you're saying? So I don't know. I asked this question the other day. I might just be mechanically might have had a wrong instance that got seared in my memory, but I just I can't remember if the AoE also dispels. I feel like it
Yes.
might not, but you sure it does?
It definitely does, because
Okay.
what you do against Darkseer is that you wait for him to double Ion Shell creep.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
If they're together, you
Yeah,
can.
I've seen that work. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. It definitely works then. Okay. All right, I'm convinced Oracle was the pick, as long as he doesn't die too much, and he should be fine. As long as he doesn't, he's got to worry about Ursa, I guess, but he's got solutions there. And the Brood matchup is what? Earthshaker versus Brood. We saw the same thing last time Odium played against Broodmother, and it went quite well, but
Yeah.
you know, this is a stronger team, so maybe it'll be different.
I do feel like the Broodmother made a couple mistakes in that matchup.
Got solo killed.
Yeah, died a little too much to the Earthshaker. And I think he didn't abuse jungle as well as maybe he could have.
Okay.
But
Maybe because of like losing spiders at one time, because it was like the Echo Slam was kind of random from my perception.
Oh, yeah.
So it could have been like, oh, because it got echoed, he lost like 15 spiders. Then he respawns, has to slowly build them up again, which takes like, 30 seconds or so. So maybe it was something like that. So then you didn't see him jungle like 3-4 more camps you would normally see. I could definitely see something like that.
So are we both kind of favoring Odium's draft?
Yeah, I like Odium's draft better for counters and stuff like that. But the Ursa does look really good.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be able to lane well against the Legion commander, even though they're semi-comparable movement speeds. If he gets dueled, I guess like a blade mail would be. It's actually not that bad to be dueled as long as you have an overpowered, because then you'll attack slow because you don't buy attack speed items, right?
Yeah.
If he does eventually, once he gets Basher, killing like Oracle or jumping on another hero is certainly possible. It's going to be forced into a BKB because of the Earthshaker, but past that, it does seem like a decent Ursa game.
It's probably worth getting an Aghanim Scepter on Ursa in this game because of both duel as well as the Earthshaker lockdowns. It's like there's the potential of you getting stunned and wishing that you'd been able to apply that damage reduction.
Can you ulti during duel?
Yes, I believe you can. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I am not sure about that mechanic.
I feel like that's like a silence kind of situation.
It's possible. I'm not sure.
That sounds really good. But, there's not a lot of... Because people would do that against Axe. It's essentially the same thing, isn't it? I don't know if the mechanic is exactly the same, but I assume it's pretty much the same. It's like a taunt,
I think they are pretty much the same, except like duel's just a stronger priority than other duels, other taunts.
Yeah, I feel like it. Well, I guess it works. It probably works on a bad. I really don't know. We'll have to see, or test it out.
Silence and mutes. Okay, silence and mutes. That's what Rob says. So
I'm looking up.
that must mean you can't.
It silences and mutes.
Yeah.
Right?
So that means you can't do the Aghanims.
So if you had like a bad and ulti proc because your HP is low, that would work. But you can't manually activate.
Things up.
Okay. So, the Axe is still okay though potentially because it could guarantee him like a BKB charge maybe, but kind of depends on which talent he goes for, I guess. If he goes like enrage duration and status resistance reduction, could be worth popping to get out of an Earthshaker stun. In fact, it really would be.
Even when upgraded, it still can't be cast while silenced. Hexter prevented from acting. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So we're both favoring Odium's lineup, but I think we both are kind of favoring Alliance as the stronger team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice mustache.
And it's like one of those lineups that to me looks kind of bad, but they probably have. And not bad, but I feel like it has a lot of hero counters in the game. Like a lot of their strong aspects are countered. But in terms of like game momentum and stuff like that, like you said, win the laning stage, and then I expect that they're going to do really good things with it, which is like rotate and pressure super well. Because I mean, if Gyro if he gets pressured constantly, yes, Io's still going to be there to heal him or whatever. But if his first couple items are delayed, if he gets his BKB late, if those kinds of things happen, then it doesn't really matter that they have a good combo and that their heroes match up well. They're just going to get killed against like Ursa and Fiend's Grip and Earth Spirit.
So the way the side lanes match up is going to be really important here, right? Because if you're Odium, you want to have the Legion Commander matched into the Venomancer and not into the Ursa. And obviously Alliance, vice versa.
That makes sense to me, yeah. Yeah, definitely better to have Gyro Io versus an Ursa just because they have extra movement speed. They won't get kited. Or they will be able to kite and probably won't take much damage. And then it would actually be a fair last hitting battle because both Gyro and Ursa have pathetic base damage.
Yeah. And then Legion Commander versus Veno, you've got an attack damage advantage for the Legion Commander. And then you also have the ability to remove Gale. Don't worry, this isn't a long pause. Looks like the team's already saying that they're ready to go. So I like the fact they include this music, though. It really works.
I am sure they paid royalties.
Bum, bum, bum.
Shout out to Aloha Dance.
You're sure they paid real royalties for this
I am
music?
sure they did.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, too. It's a professional tournament in esports. All right, so we're off. Both teams are going to go for an early move together as they both smoke up and they both kind of scout because of how important this laning phase matchup is going to be. But we are going to see the teams running into each other here with their smoke. We'll see who tries to take advantage of it. Earth Spirit's just going to immediately roll onto Ox. Now, Taiga might actually not want to be able to do that. In fact, Slayer with a beautiful purge onto the two of them hits Mickey as well as Insania. Insania is going to be the first one down. Boxy tries to slow down Ghostic, but now the tether is passed over to Ghostic, giving him a movement speed advantage and allowing him to be able to chase down Boxy. And here comes another ensnare out from that Oracle. They're going to be able to hold Boxy in place, tip him at the same time. That is 2 kills picked up right away for Odium.
Ghostic goes to steal the first blood there, or second blood, that is. Small gold benefit, 190 in the bank for him. But still, nice 2 kills. So, kind of looks like the Ursa can just move top and get both bounty runes, though, at the moment.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, interesting one. Very deep.
It is kind of interesting to have a clash that early.
Yeah. We're both teams smoke, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, Taiga. Taiga, you already tried to roll in once, and that was not a good fight.
Yeah. I think he was expecting just to find a single hero when he needed to go in. In this case, he thought he could steal the bounty rune, thinking that the Oracle would not be there. But this is a quad bounty.
Quad bounty. Ox actually doesn't want to go for it because he doesn't want to miss out on CS. So.
Okay.
But that kind of goes to show
will.
how important the laning phase matchup is, right? That Ursa didn't run over and take those bounty runes because he doesn't want to be in that lane.
Yeah. I thought he might start up there, seeing so many heroes bottom.
Yeah.
Easier when we know where all 5 are, thinking like, oh, you could just start running.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the matchup.
So the Wisp is going to be helping out this Legion Commander against the Ursa, and that will help the lane a lot.
When did he skill Nightmare? I assume during the first clash, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody does this anymore, right? Still?
No. You, well, I think if it kind of depends on the situation, but almost all the time you're going to go Brain Sap because it's so much more efficient, right? Mana-wise.
That's the whole purpose of the laning advantage, right?
Yeah.
Now he's just getting regen traded out against the IO. The IO just constantly kites, and the Legion Commander actually does battle occasionally. I don't know. It's like Nightmare doesn't do that much here. It's tough.
Our top lane for Alliance is going to be the Venomancer Earth Spirit versus Oracle and Gyrocopter. So they do have another way, thanks to Fortune's End, to be able to remove a Gale. So Venomancer really won't be able to threaten either one of these heroes too much either. Bottom lane, we're going to have more fighting between the two of them. Boxy just getting more and more stacks onto Ghostic. It's going to take a lot of damage from the Spirits.
The Nightmare was actually very valuable there.
Yeah.
That was 8 seconds to disable. And he gets to right-click them whenever he wants. Brain Sap being used here.
Decent amount of tick damage as well.
Some runes here.
See the breakdown of our mid lane matchup here. 16 and 5 right now on Naive. Of course, that is going to be a little boosted, thanks to kills on little spiders. Insania chase down here in this bottom lane. He does have a Brain Sap, tries to turn around and get it off, but he dies too quickly. He was halfway through that animation, was just about to receive some health to keep himself alive, but
I'm not even confident that that's all spider kills.
yeah.
I mean, the spiders that are easy to kill are the ones that you spawn and then spawn babies from them. Those ones have low HP, but I guess with Enchant Totem, you could occasionally go for like a spider lass instead, but I guess I'd have to, let me see his skill build. Yeah, he's 1-1-2. I assume he's just last hitting really well, personally.
Boxy. Oh, the Spirit! He managed to get a healing salve. Wait, is that 2 healing salves he just used? Oh boy, bottom lane, Ox and Taiga. They actually just chased down that Earth Spirit. Now body blocking from Sioma the Slayer, but he may give up his life as Mickey's doing so much damage thanks to that Poison Sting. Ox thinks about coming back in and thinks better of it. Now Taiga's going to roll in after a short death timer. Will run into Ox here, taking a lot of damage from that Rocket Barrage though. And now the Gale onto Sioma Slayer. Won't be able to purge himself now as he used that Fortune Send. Nice double kick, but the deny from Ox. Beautifully set up, but there's no one to deny him. So Mickey is guaranteed a kill.
Every kill they get is huge laning-wise, just because of experience.
Yeah.
Earthshaker is picking up some spider deaths here.
An important thing is he has a lot of denies as well, right?
Oh, that's how it started.
That's great.
Punched him back. Ends up dying. Respawning, comes back into the fight.
Lil killing Boxy here in the bottom lanes, so these side lanes just non-stop fighting.
It's actually really nice to have IO with Legion Commander. Sometimes mana does feel like an issue in the laning stage.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities to nuke, but and she has a great mana pool, but eventually runs out. So putting an IO on top of that just covers Legion in so many good ways.
And when you have an advantage, the combination of overwhelming odds and the movement speed from Tether lets you run down and just get free damage on supports or heroes that are running away.
Especially against an Ursa, like it really does make the hero at least comparable to him.
Yeah.
It's like Ursa, if he gets boots, he's like still not at the same movement speed level. This is all he can do. Every time he walks forward, to keep slapping him and hope that he can keep stacking up the charges.
More spirit damage. Taking a look at top lane, Mickey does go for an early level of the ward. He's going to start maxing that out now, I presume. Mickey is going to be gone on here. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out. The Rocket Barrage is going to be intercepted by the Creep Wave, and the homing missile isn't going to be enough. Semifinals Slayer tries to purge him off and go for one last nuke. Meanwhile, Taiga will beat down Ox. It looks like the nukes just aren't going to be enough. Mickey turns around thanks to the healing that has now come out from the Oracle, and will be able to take that kill as well. So now Odium is falling apart in that top lane, but over the bottom lane, it's both the safe lanes that are really suffering now.
That was really close. I actually wasn't even sure that the Earth Spirit would get a kill there on the gyro.
Yeah.
So if he didn't kill him with that hit, he was 100% dead. Oh, looking for a kill mid.
Almost
that
got
Echo
him.
Slam, he did use it. So big difference here with him surviving. Oracle's got huge range on his nuke. If he shows here,
Those Purifying Flames could catch the Brood Mother. But it looks like Koifa is going to chill out. Pops a healing salve.
now level 5 on Venom. This is pretty important here. More poison sting levels he gets, the more he can just zone out Gyrocopter. And I think this is the point where Io's actually screen his Gyro over a bit. Like, part of the reason that you want to pick Io with Gyro is because, first of all, he just doesn't do enough damage in the laning stage, so it helps to make him more mobile so that he can get more Rocket Barrage damage. But at this point, he doesn't have any regen items. He doesn't want to keep buying salves and tangos. He doesn't naturally buy like a Ring of Health or something that builds into survivability. So he kind of needs to be covered. But in the same vein, if he lanes, like, I would maybe see a lane swap now, because but in the same vein, they'd have to kill Venom. But I feel like they could do that, maybe with an IO on top of it.
Maybe with the first relocate, and they hit level 6 on Ghostic. Man, that is so much damage. They just managed to beat down Boxy. They're going to chase down Insania as well. I don't think, well, I guess he does have the Nightmare, and Ghostic can't really chase down the Bane without that tether, as it's going to wear out. Oh, maybe he can. Overwhelming odds. Brain Sap, turn around, Insania is still dead.
All right, or he could just win his lane really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting so much healing through that. By the time Ursa gets a bunch of Fury Swipes, he's already dead.
Yeah.
And his window for engaging or disengaging is so much smaller than what his opponents have.
3,000 gold lead already for Odium. And I think we did talk about it in the draft that alliances, some of their heroes, they do require a strong laning phase start.
Man, it's not going so good for him. I'm really impressed with Ghostic's play, though. Guy is like constantly aggressive.
Yeah.
He really knows his limits well.
Top lane, Mickey and Taiga managed to find Slayer.
He's doing well, at least.
Yeah.
Still, like, Venom main thing is kind of interesting to look at, I'll say. Like on the screen now, it just looks like a lion main or something.
I like the that it puts Quills with the Gale. So that's exactly what they're going to do to Ox here. Kicks him back into Mickey. Now, Ox pops the stick to be able to survive a little bit longer, but he's not going to be able to find a kill there. They abandoned Boxy to be solo here in the bottom lane. They're going to relocate up to that top lane. Go up there. They managed to get the duel, but there's the Nightmare counter. And they're just going to turn and try and get some damage onto Lil instead. Now, as the Nightmare finally fades away, Mickey's going to try and get away. Oh, Semifinals Slayer tried to go for the Fortune's End onto Ghostic, but instead misses the kill on Mickey. It only delays the inevitable, though. Ghostic finally managed to pick up that kill. Now looks for Insania as well. Does have stick as well as Brain Sap, so he is not really in danger here.
Ghostic's legit, man.
Yeah.
It's going to give me some offlane fantasy points at TI this year, I'm sure. Maybe at the Major, if Valve wants to put it in. Probably not. going back to his bot lane to resume dumpstering and Ursa. How often do you see Ursa just get crapped on by a melee hero? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, very, very rarely. I don't know how like Monkey King matchup goes. Maybe that's one. I highly doubt that works for Monkey actually.
Yeah.
Stun in, silence as well on Naive. Now he does have the Echo Slam, so he's going to turn around and use it on Taiga, but Koifa played it pretty safe. He didn't get in range of that Echo Slam, allowed Taiga to tank it for him, then came in and claimed the kill. So
move the spiders away at a good time. Another close moment there. So 2K advantage now for Odium.
And this will allow Koifa, every single time they kill this Earthshaker, they can get a lot of damage on that tier 1 tower pretty quickly, or he can stretch out his reach into this dire jungle area and farm even more efficiently, either way. Ghostic on the hunt, Insania. Fortunately, Bane's a decently fast hero, so we'll be able to get away from them. And this is part of the problem in any of the Broodmother matchups, is that even if Broodmother loses the straight up 1v1 to you, all he has to do is just play away from you. Play behind your tower, and then you have to make the choice. Do I contest the Broodmother, or do I contest the creeps that are hitting my tower? Bottom lane duel, Insania super low, not going to be able to win the duel, but they do trade out heroes now. Lil needs to be able to get a tether away. Fortunately, Naive moved over to give him that escape path. That is a dominating streak being taken away though, and given to the Ursa. He received 412 gold for that. Oh, Lil, super low, underneath the spider webs as well. But fortunately, a bottle will help keep him alive. Soon, he's going to have an urn as well.
Ooh, Ursa got his phase boots out of that. Rich boy. At 10 minutes. God. Bad sign. But still, better than nothing. That kill actually kind of evens the game up a bit.
See this kind of raw tank build that Mikin is going. He goes Treads, Aquila, Raindrop as well.
Oh, they're going to grip him.
Fiend's grip. Ghostic's all by himself. Do they have a relocate to be able to save him? They don't. Oh, they actually did have to relocate. They're going to be able to bring the gyrocopter in. Now the AoE blast going to do a lot, but they actually killed the homing missile near instantly and do have the damage to take out that Ursa. And now Lil, 2 seconds left on the relocate, will be brought back to base. And that'll be that safe lane tower going down.
That was just a great rotation, basically. It's the phase of the game where Ghostic has to play solo while the IO starts pairing with Gyro to get him ahead. But his first purchase was actually a broadsword, planning for the blade mill, and he's still rushing that item, which is maybe fine. But it's better if he always has IO with him. But the Gyro also needs him. It's like he's kind of messed up his item build a little, rather than trying to save up to get Blink Dagger at a reasonable time. So I'm not quite sold on this decision here to try to just rush blade mill components instead.
I would agree with that. I think with especially since you have a Wish Gyro to follow up your duel, I would actually really prefer just a fast blink.
That's a good point. Huh. So Mickey is just basically controlling the enemy jungle for the meantime. He went for a Treads as well as a Hood. Some magic resistance against Earthshaker, the Gyro, and the Oracle here.
This is an interesting part of the alliance strategy, right? They have both Venomancer and Broodmother, so they can kind of play this this guerrilla-style economy war, where they just take your jungles away from you, right? Broodmother plays in the off-lane dire jungle a lot. Venomancer starts taking over the regular dire jungle.
Yeah, and I like how Mickey only spent a little time there. He basically he got a couple camps stacked and killed, but you know, if you stay there forever, your opponents are eventually going to spot you with wards, and they're going to focus a gank on you.
Yeah.
Instead, he TP'd the safe lane. He threw a Gale on the IO just to mess with them a little bit, and now he's just trying to push and damage the tower.
He puts pressure in the bottom lane. They have to rotate heroes over there, which means they're not around the Roshan pit. And that'll be a free Rosh for Boxy as a result.
Beautiful.
It is going to be maybe the death of Mickey as they jump in with Naive. Echo Slam on top of Taiga as well. He wasn't able to get the silence in time. Now we get to kick out onto Ghostic, but with the help of the relocate, they're going to overwhelm Taiga, and he won't be able to find any extra kills, even getting an extra dual damage out for Ghostic.
A lot of damage output and very survivable Venomancer, but against 5 heroes, it's way too much. It was kind of close, though. The Echo Slam really sealed the deal.
Yeah.
A lot of basically every cooldown was used in that little engagement actually.
Like maybe if Taiga gets a silence or a stun on that Earthshaker before the Echo Slam, maybe they're able to at least get more damage out before they die or something. But
I mean, they're basically close to killing 3 heroes minimum.
Yeah, they were.
And against a hero, that's one benefit they have against Odium is that Odium has 2 heroes that save.
Oracle's going to be caught, but so is Ox. Insania did have the homing missile on him, actually. Didn't see that one, so Ox is able to free himself of the Fiend's Grip, and now Naive jumps in, manages to get the Enchant Totem stun onto Mickey with a follow-up duel that just came up. Taiga may not be able to roll his way out of this one either. He's going to be able to get the 3-man stun roll coming up, so Odium do not try and pursue. Back over to that Ancient Stack where Boxy's actually trying to come in. Slayer, who had to ult himself earlier, nice stun, better silence onto 4-5 heroes, but the silence quickly fades. Can they actually take this one? Alliance are going to be able to run down the Legion Commander. The Earthshaker's dropping low as well as the Gyrocopter, but with the movement speed advantage, they're able to stay ahead of Boxy, but a nice kick coming in once again from Taiga, stalling up Ox and Lil. They get out of that AoE. Boxy is going to be stunned up by the Enchant Totem, but Naive's just trying to create space for them to back out. Get a full retreat out from these guys, knowing that Alliance is a bit too hard to take on with that Aegis.
Craziest part about that fight was that Earth Spirit had 1 boulder. Like once you'd retreated after your boulder smashing those 3 guys, he had no boulders left. So that same boulder that he kicked to the right, I'm pretty sure it was the same one he used to then somehow still stun for it. Like if there's a boulder on the map that I have to integrate when I'm playing Earth Spirit, I'm already like, there's no way I'm gonna hit 4 heroes because I'm like focusing on like, am I close enough to the boulder?
Right.
That was just super sick. That 1 boulder, I'm surprised it didn't explode, man.
Oh, got a silence, follow-up stun. Naive is going to be caught by the Gale here. Now he does not have a TP. The relocate's coming in, actually, and they might be able to still take this fight. They throw out the ultimate. Mickey is going to turn, and who's actually right-clicking some creeps there. Nightmare goes out onto Lil. They will be able to burst down that Earth Spirit. Mickey is going to be coming up next, and Insania trying to fight through and finish off Naive, but they take him back to the fountain and leave Ox here. Ox is not going to be... body blocked out from the spiders. Maybe they will be able to catch him. Trying to get the spiders in front, but Gyrocopter's such a fast hero and won't be able to do it, so Ox does survive. They keep the Earthshaker up as well. Boy, that was smart.
The double body block by the spiders. Blocked the enemy, then blocked his ally.
Yeah.
So hard to micro moments like that, though. Yeah, it's the same problem. They have all this AoE damage. They're getting close to winning the trade, but they're not quite doing it. It's costing them a lot.
Yeah. And it feels like one of those things that just kind of snowballs, where if you had won maybe that first initial fight that was close.
Because they're kind of reactionary ultis. Like, you're not just gonna find 3 heroes that you can get a triple like magnetic field unless the enemy team is engaging on something. So it's almost like they're basically like in lanes pushing. They're allowing their opponents to react to them, but having both the IO and the Oracle is more than enough to offset those nukes and that affect everybody, and then just giving them these easy teamfight wins. So see if the smoke breaks. It does break on
up,
Earth.
running down river. That's a weird one.
Yeah, looks like they were maybe focused on trying to kill the Brood and not thinking about other heroes.
So their smoke does pop. A Shadow Blade is going to be the next purchase here for Naive, which is going to be great for hunting down the Brood Mother, as well as even initiating on Venomancer or Ursa. Blink Dagger for the Ursa, but it feels like it's just not quite the same because of the saving mechanisms of Odium.
I agree, but if he does take a big fight, and even like he can play off of a couple different heroes. He can play off Earth Spirit, he can play off the Bane. Either hero gives him a good combo to go for, where they can kill anybody just about.
You know what's kind of weird is if he jumps on the IO, right, and they're forced to false promise the IO, it means the IO can't heal during that time, right? It'll be just a big burst of heal, or maybe no heal at all if he takes a bunch of damage. Nightmare on Naive, just trying to get out. They know there's potential for relocate or Legion Commander joining them, so relocate is actually going to go onto Boxy here, but he had his Blink Dagger up. So that's a relocate wasted.
Well, just kind of passive for now. I mean, they're occasionally poking around for heroes, but it just seems like there's a couple of heroes they don't want to mess with. Earthshaker's certainly one of them.
Big initiation here from Naive. Looking to be able to blow up Mickey. Got him.
Feels like a mech there. Maybe he can turn and get out, but not with Pipe. I guess the Pipe saved him anyway, so considering that was a solo echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, among other magic damage. Big kill though. I mean, Veno's items right now. He's finished Aquila, Treads, Hood, Wand, Aquila, Voidstone. He's very close to a Yule's actually, which would have saved him, most likely.
The BKB is going to make things even harder for Alliance. Got the blown up mini map to be able to show us Alliance's 3-man smoke push through here. Looking to be able to catch some heroes. They are going to reveal themselves. The jump in, they're going to go straight for Lil with a Fiend's Grip onto Ox. Lil is not going to be able to get a relocate out of here fast enough. He's already silenced up, but with a turnaround there of the Oracle, healing up Ox as best he can. They're going to be able to turn, kill Koifa first, and now Ghostic looks for the next one. He's going to go for Taiga here. He does have a duel, but fortunately Taiga had a Blink Dagger and was able to get to the other side of that cliff. But Boxy trying to go for Ox, but he's getting kited around. Naive does have, oh, but a beautiful silence though. Can they actually finish it off? Boxy is going to be saved here. They got the disarm for Slayer, but also stop the magic damage. Ghostic's going to be slowed down by that clap. Mickey's going to get in front of him. Another stun from Taiga. What a beastly Earth Spirit he is.
Boxy got to basically initiate in that fight. Things got scary, but he pops his wand, he right-clicks down a hero, and then he gets to weave it in and out. And that's it's like playing Zeus, kind of. You want to sit at the back of the fight and jump in when it's time for your burst moments, and then escape again to wait to reinitiate. I thought that they were going to disengage after they had ran away from like the Oracle ulti on the Gyrocopter. I thought the fight was over, but they found another opening. And once they do initiate on their opponents and they've used some of their big ultimates and stuff, they can kite them very easy. It's another benefit of like the Earth Spirit, the Veno, and the Bane. It really allows both the Brood and the Ursa to play like that.
And Mickey just starts setting up. They haven't taken a lot of towers with this lineup, right? It's a Broodmother, Venomancer lineup, but it's also because they haven't been winning a whole lot of fights until recently. So now, as they do start taking fights, maybe they can take some pressure onto these towers. Boxy is picked off by Naive, though.
So they jumped in on the IO. IO runs away at max movement speed, of course. Maybe a bad turn. Oh, he should have killed the IO there, actually. Instead of the gyro. Maybe a hard call in the moment, because I'm sure they called to save him, but...
And the Fissure separating them was also really well done by Naive.
It's true, yeah.
Look at
him. They run away. He wastes time going for the other allies. In the meantime, IO did end up getting picked off. At this point, the Oracle ulti's gone on the gyro, so they're fighting for their life here. Boxy gets his ulti off.
Over to bottom lane, we have a big-time fight where it looks like they relocated in. Now Mickey is going to be the first hero down in this engagement. They still don't have the Ursa up in 5 seconds time, but Insania looks like he's going to be caught. Nightmare comes in, but a homing missile is in pursuit. The Nightmare's going to wear off soon, and Ghostic might be able to still catch him, but the Ursa's going to be able to TP onto the shrine now. Ox is being caught by Koifa, slowed down, and the Oracle couldn't possibly give him enough healing to survive through all that damage. And Ghostic may still die here. Turn around, Ghostic tries to go for the kill on Taiga, but he just bits him around. Taiga, this guy, I mean, he's doing serious work on this Earth Spirit, but that was just good Dota play right there. Just being able to acknowledge the spacing and understand that Ghostic was dead. The only thing he could do there was possibly turn around and get a kill before he died.
His biggest mistake is that he's like too good at Dota, so he never dies, and he never has stones. I see a couple on the map, but like he's just always out in these crucial moments. That's why he didn't do anything there against Legion Commander.
Yeah.
Pretty good game so far. 4K advantage now for Alliance, so things are coming back in their advantage. I mean, we said laning stage seemed important for Alliance, but they're kind of making it work here. And even though they're occasionally getting killed on the map, it seems like they're just gaining more net worth somehow. I guess the gyro hasn't been farming that often.
Yeah.
He does. It seems like he dies every fight. A lot of the cores are dying every fight, though.
I would say like Odium seemed to be trying to force fights over and over again. And sometimes those fights just are not ideal.
Usually close to ideal, but it's hard to kill Ursa with their heroes. They've got Earthshaker combos, but that's really it for stun, so it's definitely one of the big weaknesses of their team. Ganking, other than duel, I guess. Ganking is hard for them to guarantee lockdown at least.
Well, if the BKB was an important item for the Gyrocopter, I'm going to say it's even more important for this Ursa.
Gyro's lower level than the IO, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I know he's got oh, actually, he didn't. Oh, he did go the experience. Excuse me. But still.
Alliance are wrapping in from behind, but Ghostic is going to be the one to pop the smoke, but they've already blinked in, trying to make their initiation onto Ox as well as Lil. They managed to get a really good AoE. Lil's trying to go for the relocate out, but he's stopped by the Fiend's Grip of Insania. That will strand Ox out here in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by Alliance heroes.
Dude, Insania won that fight so hard.
Yeah.
Like, heroes spot each other. He instantly sleeps the Legion commander, and in the meantime, Odium is fighting on the other side of trees. Grips the IO, IO's dead, and then it's just a gyro. BKB, like, oh man, my BKB is about to run out. There's no way I'm gonna kill these 3 heroes. At least Ghostic gets out, but that was such a big play. Sometimes Nightmare is actually so broken in moments like that. If you could just keep one hero out of the fight for the important moments, it's like an anti-BKB or something.
Less heroes there are in a fight, the more effective Nightmare seems to be. You could definitely feel like the difference of, and I think that's what I've noticed about some of the best Wisp teams in this iteration of Wisp, is that they're using this relocate offensively almost all the time because of how difficult it is to defensively relocate, right? Lil has to tether into the fight and then relocate standing still and hope he doesn't get stunned.
You can cast it before tethering, or you can tether and then double tap it. So you're moving while it's channeling.
Right.
But it's still like, at max range, it's still like at least half of the channel duration you're standing still.
Yeah.
But, and it forces you to be at like max tether range instead of like, you could be hiding anywhere, you know? So it's definitely limits you in a lot of ways.
Lions did take that mid-tier 2. Now they're going to go for the offlane tower. Of course, Odium not feeling great after losing fight after fight, are just going to try and even things out on the other side of the map, going for an offlane tower of their own. With the Naive, he's sitting on that high ground, scouting out the shrine area to make sure there's no rotations.
Ursa is not a good tower hitter, guys.
Yeah.
Takes forever. Venno queuing up his Axe. Raw HP is definitely one of the things he needs right now. But he will get there eventually. And once he picks that up, they'll be able to push their overwhelming damage a lot higher. Scepter bonus picked up 2.
I love the Yule Scepter over... I would have gone Hurricane Pike, right? I would have gone 4-staff Hurricane Pike thinking, I need to get away from the bad guys that are getting near me. But the Yule Scepter up against, like, having another disable against the Wisp, being able to interrupt the dual initiation as well with an instant... Oh, nice catch there on Boxy. Fisher into the duel. Now they do have the Nightmare to be able to solve things up a little bit. Where's a big nuke? They're not going to be able to find it in time. He gets the Enrage off. Can they actually get him out of here? No, that is the Aegis. Not a winning duel, though. Taiga actually in the back line managed to catch Naive. That's a massive kill. Alliance now going to be able to come forward with Koifa as well, not having to worry about that Earthshaker, and go for the kill onto Ghostic.
All right. Very back and forth fight. Barely keeping the Ursa alive. That Nightmare was super clutch again from Insania. This stops dual damage, stops the Aegis from being blown instantly. Trades it with an ult, but then the IO pulls the gyro out of danger, and then it's just by himself. Goblek left by his lonesome.
Boxy finds his opportunity to just keep going. Finds Lil, kills him, tips him, tips him even more.
They return, they touch tips, and then it's just a mass tipping of Lil. It's tipped all over.
Is there any team that doesn't mass tip Lil?
It seems common, for sure. He's like the only player that I've seen tip so far. Is that like is that saying something?
Maybe they know where the mental weak point is on the team. Naive gets on top of Mickey. He's going to be able to get the Echo Slam as well as the duel to ensure the kill. It's a lot blown, though, for a kill like that on a hero who did manage to get the tier 2 in return.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty farm though.
Yeah.
Second most on Alliance, and it was like a 539 gold going to the Oracle there. That's gonna buy him like at least 6 healing salves or something like that. And it's actually really smart to hold this. It's like, I'm so poor that I can't afford an urn. It's actually more likely, yeah, I already has one. So he's just holding a salve in his inventory. That when he ultis somebody, he can guarantee that heal gets doubled. That's pretty cool to just hold this at the mid stage of the game. The downside is it's a very short range. This man needs an Aether Lens so he can salve from farther away. It's like melee range, dude.
I like your ideas, Kevin. Ghostic's trying to farm up a BKB right now, but he knows how dangerous it is to show on the map. He just pops his head out, gets a creep, gets a last hit, and runs to the sideline of the trees. And Insania is trying to hunt him down right now. He's got Boxy on the way as well. But I think he may have spotted that easy camp being far. They are going to be able to get the duel onto Insania, actually. Boxy is not going to be there in time to stop that from happening. He's going to try and chase some heroes out of here, but it looks like they're all going to go to the sideline here and maybe TP out. Ghostic, he's successful in his TP. Not sure about the other heroes because they're not shown on the map. But they all got out.
Very confident, charging towards the area where 3 heroes are. But without duel, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Once he finishes Abyssal, any hero he finds in the fight should be dying. Primary targets, most likely Earthshaker or the Oracle if he can find them.
Yeah.
He's actually really flexible. He just doesn't want to go on course because Odium's always going to be sitting behind those heroes. Bruno is super jacked in farm though. 3, 1, and 7 right now. He's got an AC finished, BKB. Very ready to fight these enemy
look
carries.
at Dire. They're surrounding that Radiant Shrine area. So somebody just TP'd. I think it was Bane. Bane just TP'd in. He's dead. Almost guaranteed. There was 4 heroes. It was like they had 1 on each corner around the shrine area. So he just TP'd into a death trap.
Poor guy. Always the one to die. Ooh, regen rune on Io as well. Does he go Greaves, or is it just better to leave it at mech, I guess, if you don't have boots and don't need boots?
It probably depends on the damage type and how good that Greaves aura is. But it's like super expensive if that's all you're really getting out of it.
It's like, what, 3,000 gold or something?
Yeah, so.
No, it's more than that. It's like 3,200.
Oh, nice blink. Naive. Not going to be caught here. Has a BKB. It's going to go Lincoln's next, so no Aghanim Scepter yet. Lil giving Ox the attack speed he needs to quickly take down this tier 2 and see if they can actually get out here. Lil, so you're going to go for the relocate out. They need to be able to do it fast. Ox is going to be saved by the Oracle. Now they're going to try and back out. The jump in from Ghostic managed to get the duel, but at the same time, Taiga made his initiation. That's going to slow the damage, but it is finally enough to be able to take on Mickey. Ox is going to be healed up. Earth Spirit, Yule Sceptered up, is going to be dropping down to Earth, very dead, but so many Fury Swipe stacks. They actually brought down the Wisp as well in that, but Naive gets out with the Shadow Blade, so their Odium is not going to be totally wiped in this team fight. They trade 2 for 3.
Man, he must have hit that gyro. That was like Roshani, basically, by the end of that.
Yeah.
It must have been so many stacks. I really didn't know if he was going to survive from that. I really did not.
Naive comes back and takes on Insania. He's like, nope.
He doesn't care. He's like, whatever, dude. I got my Shadow Amulet.
Yeah, now Alliance is like, okay, Echo slams down. We just rush. No problems here, sir.
Did go Enraged Duration on Ursa for the talent, but like I mentioned before, the Enraged status resistance is really good this game. If there's ever any hesitation between Chainstoning on Earthshaker, he's covered for the rest of the combo.
Yeah. But the Earthshock AoE is really good too.
It is.
To guarantee a slow on Gyro, hit the Wisp potentially as well.
I mean, it's kind of irrelevant on the Wisp. It'll do damage, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
It just the stats resistance against stuns is just so much more important. I think even like call down slows or something like that. That just reducing that extra 20% means he might get gap close enough to score a kill.
For sure. Insania cruising around on his haste rune, is looking for anybody to nightmare. Fiend's Grip set up for a kill.
Just slapping away at towers. Got the refresher shard in his backpack, as well as the cheese.
Koif has had a very relaxed game, I would say.
Isn't that most Koif games?
Yeah. He definitely is the guy who's mostly going to be free farming and is kind of the hard carry. He had a hard start to his laning phase up against an Earthshaker, but as soon as we left the laning phase, he's just been kind of chill.
All right, Egg's Pipe is ready on Venomancer, so 60-second cooldown on his ultimate. Is he going to get the Poison Nova duration? That's my question.
I'm sure he does,
He
right?
really, nobody ever gets it, I swear to God. I see like Ags on Venos and they're like, let me get that Gale impact, summons 2 wards. And it's good too, especially with cast reach. I'm just not sure. I feel like you can't pass up 7 seconds. It's 25-second Poison Nova.
I agree. Boxy! Woo! There goes Yoma Slayer. He does not have buyback. And again, every single one of his abilities is super important. They are just split pushing out. Odium is not really trying to protect their racks right now. They're just going to try and go for maybe a tier 3 in exchange. But Alliance, they are going to be able to back up pretty quickly here. Here comes the TP, so we're going to swap over to that top lane pretty soon here. I'm hoping as the Nightmare is put onto the Wisp, managed to get a tether away. Fiend's Grip out was, but Koifa, he's going to be caught as he tried to get away from here. The duel goes down. Echo Slam as well, just to make sure they control Taiga up as well as getting that duel victory, and they'll be able to catch the 2 of them. Now, Lil did die, but our Gyrocopter, he survived. I don't know.
Wait, he ditched like right away.
Yeah.
I don't know where he took damage from because he lost half his HP, but like they started running and Io got Nightmare. There's no saving him there unless he like BKBs attacks to break the Nightmare and then they run or something. But I think it just made more sense to just ditch.
Hey, he did it.
Okay, good. Now I want to see that Poison Nova AoE. I want to see literally the whole map being covered. Oh, he canceled his.
Yeah, you don't need Blink at that point.
Oh, I see the.
Oh, Mickey was.
Oh, hitting the back lane. Okay. Yule's canceled the Fiend's Grip a little. Not that it mattered, but.
I was wondering how Fiend's Grip stopped. That's weird. 3-man smoke up here from Odium. Making their way to the top lane where Venomancer is currently pushing things out. And they're getting super close too. They might be able to get there in time before Mickey tries to TP out or something. Here comes the duel. Oh, they spotted him for a moment, and he blinks ahead of Ghostic, not able to get the duel immediately. Now, Mickey is still going to have some trouble getting out of here, but a really good Poison Nova. And now, with that damage already on Odium, and they don't really know where the rest of the Alliance heroes are, they need to try and get out of here, but here comes the big Taiga stun, silencing up Naive as well. He pops his BKB. Ghosting in the backlines is going to be found by Taiga, while Naive tries to get out with a Fissure. Shadowblade as well, just the right clicks of Mickey and Sania will take that kill. Ghosting back over to him, trying to go for the duel onto Taiga, but it looks like the damage is coming too hard, too fast from Boxy, and Taiga will get some duel damage. Over to the mid lane, Koifa with his BKB, trying to run down Lil, not able to get there in time. The relocate will time itself out, and they head back over to their shrine area. Not sure what that attempt of a relocate was exactly.
I mean, the enemy heroes were busy on the top lane. Maybe they're trying to snag some hero, or maybe. Oh, maybe relocate, take the tier 1. The tier 1 tower's still there.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Aiming for the back door.
Oh, that's awkward pause. Ox is stunned up right now. I'm not sure. They don't have relocate out. I'm not sure if he really has a way out of this one. There's so many heroes with the Abyssal Blade from Boxy. That definitely guarantees the kill. Now the Extra Slam's going to come out. That almost blows up Koifa and Mickey immediately. They do manage to get Koifa. Nian's going to be able to finish off that Venomancer with the Fissure, controlling a Boxy as well. Now that Oracle ultimate is going to wear out soon, so he may have to back up. No, looks like he's actually going to get healed, but Boxy comes back into it, takes on Naive, pops his BKB right before the Enchant Totem lands for the stun, and his Aegis expires. He leaves that tier 3 area. No, he's still wants to take on the tower, apparently. With no cores left on Odium, there's nothing to threaten him, nothing to stop him.
I love how he played that. Running away like he was all done in the lane, and he just instantly turns around and goes back in on the Earthshaker as soon as Earthshaker feels safe.
Yep, and he does the same now to the Wisp, who does have buyback. Legion Commander's up in 2 seconds here.
The old
Can
Io
Legion Commander
Oracle.
really be enough?
Watch out.
Slayer disarming Boxy. Will be able to stop this damage on these buildings, keeping the 2 lanes of racks alive for now.
It's a very hard position to be in right now.
Look at them. Boxy and Bane. They're sneaking over to the right-hand side here.
Okay.
They want to try to go back in.
Looking for the kill. There's the Glimmer.
Glimmer. He's also got Shadow Blade, so he may be able to blink, initiate, and then Shadow Blade out or something. His BKB's up in 2 seconds.
Way gone.
But,
Yeah, definitely safer. He's got status resistance now, at least.
Yeah. It'll be nice to have. He pops it before duel, too. Shortest duel ever.
Does it reduce duel?
It does.
Nice.
Because I remember Tiny was always an asshole to try and duel.
You're definitely right. Like lassos and stuff, you'd lasso him and you'd be like, you'd like start to get away from him. You're just about to tug on him, and then your rope just breaks. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's not okay. I'm kind of glad they took it out of strength. I think that was a good plan because it was like such small amounts that it just really didn't matter very much, you know.
Yeah.
And Interiors having magic resistance naturally from Int was also a little bizarre.
Oh, I agree.
It was,
Taiga. Oh, that is a Yule Scepter to be able to stop his roll in. They do manage to get the duel. Now Ghost takes damage. He doesn't have the most, but with Ox joining him, they will be able to win that duel. Now a Fiend's Grip onto Ox, but Boxy doesn't actually want him. He goes for the back line and finds that Oracle every single time. Now it's going to be Ghost Dig's turn. He's going to be ripped apart by the bear. They manage to get on top of the shrine to heal a little bit, but they're leaving Ox all by himself. He does manage to get a decent amount of flat cannon damage done. They are going to try and TP in with Ghosting. Echo Slam onto 2. Maybe they can actually win this fight with Ghosting coming in, but immediately the Nightmare comes out from Insania, slowing down some of the damage. Boxy is being chased down by Naive. His BKB is now worn out. Now Naive, he just gets turned around on, bashed up by Boxy. No opportunity for an Enchant Totem, and Ghosting's not going to be able to do anything either. Couldn't even finish off Mickey. They just get kited non-stop by Alliance.
Instant disconnect from IO here. I mean, that cheese might as well have been an Aegis, how effective that was in the engagement. They turned back in, dropped the Echo Slam, thinking they could get the Brood, but Spiders eat cheese, man.
40-minute game, but it felt like Alliance was leading for the last 25.
I'd maybe say 20, but yeah. Around there. And they won the lane so well on Odium in the safe lane. Like they crapped on the Ursa. They really did. But then he just rotated a little bit, and then the Veno kind of just pushed lanes. They farmed everything really efficiently. I think it's safe to say that like Taiga, the Earth Spirit, and the Bane, their early mid-game movements absolutely like stabilized the fights enough where their cores could get to that place where they command a win, basically.
Yeah.
But it was really hairy there for a good 10 minutes or so.
And like the dual pressure of Venomancer and Broodmother, like Broodmother keeping that mid lane, constantly pushed in, Mickey making that rotation down to bottom and pushing that lane in. That just frees up so many opportunities for Roshan.
And then they also get Rosh earlier, which means like later in the game or in the 30-35 minute mark when they are doing these really serious fights, they've got an extra cheese refresher, which mattered in that moment as well. But maybe that Rosh is delayed. Maybe they don't have the same opportunities. Like getting that first Rosh killed as soon as possible was huge.
Right.
And also hurts that Odium doesn't have very solo heroes. Like most of their heroes have to be in kind of pairs, so it's like they can't even check Rosh easily because they're busy winning their lanes in these like dual lane combo things. So
very well played by Alliance in this first game. Now we're going to take a bit of a break here, but we will be back with Game 2 and the last series of the day. So don't